Okay, this is my Ticket to Venice book, and this is the outside cover. I have, I did the full-on diamond stitch on it, although you can see I made a mistake at the top and the bottom where I did the holes based on the spine rather than based on the length of my signatures. So that's why I have all those little beads at the top and the bottom, because that was my creative challenge there of what to do. So the cover itself, I just used a recycled book for the book board, and then I cut a little piece of book board for the spine, and then it's all held together with wallpaper. I had a book of wallpaper samples, and I just kind of used three pieces, the solid blue and then the middle one that has kind of some stripes or whatever, and paisley on it, and then the front that's all paisley. And then this is the inside cover, and you can see I used some washi tape and covered up. I used some cavallini paper as my end paper because I can get that in really big sheets, long sheets. And then my signatures, I used a lot of scrapbook paper. So I have some that was single-sided, so but then some of the paper is double-sided, so you've got color on both sides. But I figure I'll be putting photos in here, so that's fine and dandy. More scrapbook paper, and a lot of the scrapbook paper is 12 by 12, so I just kind of folded it part way over and let that be. And then this is a transparency that I made a pocket out of, and some more scrapbook paper. You can see a lot of it has a pattern to it. And here's all white, but I figure again I'll be journaling or putting in photos here. So this is my book as before I start working on it. And I used some washi tape to cover up the stitching on the back from stitching in this little security envelope. And then, like I said, I made a mistake on my spine, so all this washi tape down the middle of this signature was so I wouldn't accidentally poke the wrong holes when I was stitching, doing this stitch. And I used my sewing machine a lot. I made some back pages, more washi tape, and I also had some scrapbooking stuff that was already had a pattern to it, so I just sewed those on because I liked the different edges. More white paper, the back side of my single-sided scrapbook paper. And then I had some ends because the 12 by 12 paper I needed to cut off because my book isn't 12 inches high. So then I sewed some of those in, and I had a few little odd pocket things that I can put photos or what have you in. More scrapbook paper, and the other side of that pocket page. So it goes in from the middle, and you can open them up and put things in. And here's another page. I used a lot of scrapbook paper that was maps, that kind of thing. Here's one of the 3x4 pocket pages from Studio Calico that I think Marianne had also used in hers. So, and that's the end of the first signature. Then the second signature, really pretty much the same thing. Sometimes I folded papers and then stitched something onto the end, and some double-sided paper. I found some scrapbook paper that was kind of ledger. I didn't have any older vintage kind of ledger paper, so sometimes I just go with something that's new. Some scrapbook paper. That's a Jenny Bolin scrapbook paper. And then I also put in just some white Nina exact index paper that I use that a lot for collage kind of stuff, but it's good for, if you want to glue on a bunch of different things or do painting. I'm hoping to actually do some sketches in here from Marianne's photos, because mine is going to be strictly a faux travel journal. I don't have a trip to Venice planned anytime soon. I would love to go sometime, though. I think it would be fabulous. And some more black blank paper. Here's some of the scrapbook paper with little bits. I also had an 8x8 scrapbook pad of paper, so I included some of that. Here's a little pocket stitched in. And then you can see I have lots of white for journaling or for putting the photos down once I decide what I want to put in. Here's another pocket made out of transparency for something larger sized. I'm not really sure what I'm going to be putting in those, since I won't really have maps per se, but I may go on the internet and see if I can't find some things or make some Xeroxes. I did buy Bedecker's travel guide to Venice, and that had a really nice looking street map of all the different streets in Venice, so that might be something that I'll want to use. Some more kind of scrapbook paper that looks like quasi ledger paper. More scrapbook paper. And I took some of my pieces that I had, my little leftovers, and just kind of folded them over and stitched them down to the edges of the pages, so I would have something. Here's another one of those 4x3 page protectors, and I just stitched that into this one that was a little short piece I folded over from a 12x12. There's some more scrapbooking paper and another pocket, big pocket, made out of a transparency. Some more white paper. The other half of that scrapbook paper that looks kind of ledger-ish. And then here we are to the middle of this signature here with my washi tape, where I covered up my holes that I had punched them in the wrong place based on the length of the spine rather than the length of the signature, so I had to redo that. Here's another little bit of a manila file folder, a Cavallini, and I cut that off and used it something to stitch on to the end. Some more scraps of scrapbook paper. And then this one was a memory file folder from Heidi Swapp, and I thought that might be kind of fun, something different with the bracket ends on them, and be interesting to see how this all turns out once I start putting the photos in. And then this is a map of Italy. I think I got that off the internet for fun. And then this is the back of the Cavallini manila file folder. And then the Cavallini end paper there for the end of the book. And there you have it. My Ticket to Venice book, all stitched up and ready to be worked on.